Hey guys, it's Brian here. Welcome to Brian Meets Reality. Today I want to talk about the Red Pill community, or more so, why I don't associate myself with the Red Pill community. And I feel as though this is an important video so you guys can get a rough idea of what to expect moving forward when it comes to my content. Now, I also want to make things known that this is not an attack on the Red Pill community or any of the content creators here in this space, because I really truly believe that this type of content is also necessary for the community. This is more so for me to let you guys know why I don't associate myself with the Red Pill community. So, for starters, when it comes to communities in general, I don't really associate myself with any type of community. I don't say that, hey, I'm part of this community, because when it comes to communities, when they're out in the public spotlight, they always get paint or stroke with this one broad brush, and it always ends up becoming known as this toxic type of group or community. And it doesn't help when you have certain people within said community that gives off that stereotype or that image. And I learned when it comes to communities, once a community becomes much more mainstream, it tends to become much more closer to radicalized, and it also brings out a lot of fakes, phonies, grifters who come in to see an opportunity to take advantage of people within said community. And that's where things has pretty much made me distant myself from the Red Pill community. Now, I would say this. I've been through a whole lot of issues, or I would say I've been through a really bad breakup when it came to my baby mother, my daughter's mom. And I was just really confused, really hurt at the time, and just didn't understand, where I went wrong or where things could have went wrong, how I could have did things differently and everything like that. And even though that my daughter lives with me and I did everything to try to keep my relationship and keep my family together, it just seemed like things just wouldn't work out, especially when the other person in the relationship is not trying to uphold their end. So, I went through my phase of just bitterness just for a little bit, trying to find answers. And that's when I just stumble upon, other men and other content that pretty much, explained or gave me an explanation of what I'm going through and what I'm feeling at that time. And I was able to meet other people and other men who were going through and experiencing the things that I was going through. And it pretty much got me through a lot of the things and sort a lot of things out in my life. And it definitely helped improve me and allow me to focus and take even more accountability for my decision making as well. And I pretty much from here on out, I decided to get my life together, get my life in line, go back to college, get my bachelor's degree, start working on my health. So it does help me it did help me in a way, and I really appreciate what the Red Pill community has done. And it also allowed me to understand, you know, female nature even more, and to not get frustrated by it. And now I see it for what it is and say, okay. And I'm even more nonchalant and chilled about how, my interaction with females go and how females behave when they get into their moods and stuff. So I would say it definitely helped. So what is it today about the red pill community which makes me pull myself or disassociate myself from it? Well, recently now the red pill community has grown rapidly. So many new faces, so many different content creators within the space. Is just amazing, and I'm glad that men finally have a space. Men have a place where they can discuss a lot of the issues and a lot of the problems that's been going on and everything. And I'm really cool with that. I'm fine with that. I really appreciate that. But now it also brings in some issues, and those issues are a lot of fakers, a lot of grifters, a lot of people that's claiming to be red pill, and they preach these red pill type of methods, techniques, and theories and everything. And then you find out that these people aren't practicing what they're preaching. And another thing that really concerns me is how much of the current status or the current environment as far as the red pill community is concerned is how it pretty much became like a cult. It has this cult-like mentality to it with when it comes to its followers, its viewers. It's like the viewers can't see nothing wrong. Like their leader, within these different groups can do no wrong. And it's a whole lot of infighting amongst these leaders, these content creators within this space, where there's a lot of fighting going on back and forth, a lot of exposing going on back and forth. And that's where the problem is at right now, and it's because somebody within this group or this leader is saying, hey, don't go to this person, this person's a fraud, or this person is this, is that, and the other. Then this person said, no, I'm not no fraud, he's a fraud. So there's a lot of arguing back and forth and trying to pull different people from that person or that content creators, flock. And that's what's also going on right now. And with all this fighting going on and all this competition, people are beginning to forget what the main message is of the red pill community: to empower men, to help men become the best versions of themselves. So these content creators or these leaders within this space has pretty much hit this celebrity status. Like, now these people are being worshipped within the group from their fan base, and I think that's a really, really bad thing. And it seemed like after a while, those leaders within the group begin to lose sight of why they created the content to begin with, and then it become more of, trying to see how much money they can get out of their own viewers, or they begin to start talking down to their viewers, or sometimes they start to scam their viewers at some points. And like I said, I'm not here to attack certain individuals and everything, because I'm not here to try to make enemies or whatever like that. But these are perfect examples of what I believe should also look out for. So this is overall just becoming toxic in a way, and I don't really want to have any association or any bother with it, and I'd rather just sit in my own lane and just do my own thing. And if people just happen to enjoy the content that I create, then so be it. But I really think that it started off really, really good, help young men out, help men out in general, and now it has become mainstream, and it has become tainted in a way, and it's been drawing a lot of fakes, phonies, and unwanted attention that's really not helping the movement whatsoever. And what I also find out is that a lot of these, or some of these red pill content creators or spokespeople or whatever you want to call them, is a lot of these guys in here who have never had an interaction with a woman before, never touched a woman before, never kissed a woman, never sucked or held a titty in their hand before, but yet they're giving out this knowledge about women, and they have not once experienced a woman, or because they've been rejected one time in their life, all of a sudden all women are this way, or they're angry at women because the woman that they wanted to notice them or validate them, didn't give them that attention because they chose somebody else, regardless of who she chose. Even if the guy's an asshole, now you taking your frustration out on women in general. And I think this is the wrong message, because we now this community is starting to attract those type of guys, and these type of guys are now being the face of this red pill community and stuff like that. Trust me, I know a nerd, and I know a guy who don't get any action from women. Trust me, I know what they look like. I definitely can sniff them out. That this guy, this guy is not getting action that he claimed he's getting. He's not really the expert that he claimed he is when it comes to women. Just how he interacts with women and how he behaves around women, and there's a difference between giving advice and just pure bitterness and anger, But and also, as it became mainstream, it became a bit more radicalized, and it started to feel more like how feminism is when it comes on this side of the spectrum, where you just have a bunch of bitter women who are just angry at men, angry at the world for their bad mistakes and choices. And it's starting to trickle over into the whole red pill or the manosphere space, where you have a bunch of bitter men and just radicalized men with these crazy ideologies that's just super radical and stuff like that. And it's giving the red pill community a bad name, or the manosphere a bad name in the eyes of the spotlight. We already have the media always trying to downplay it or attack men's rights or the manosphere or the red pill and stuff, and it doesn't help when you got people within that space as well that gives off that stereotype. Like I said, you got terms thrown around like incels, especially if people find out that you part of the red pill and everything. So I kind of like this is myself, and I wanted to share this and tell you guys when it comes to this red pill type of content, and that comes with any type of content, period. You gotta watch how much of it that you digest. You got some people who would just get on the internet and it's their whole entire life where they just digest this red pill stuff every day. And in my opinion, too much of one thing can be also bad for you because then you start looking through life through this microscope as everything red pill as and it also affects your relationship with women. It also just affects your relationship with people in general because then you start finding yourself to be even more frustrated at the world and more frustrated towards people in general because you're starting to see everything through this red pill microscope, and that can also be a bad thing, and it also depends on the person as well as far as their self-esteem, their mental health, emotional health, all those type of things. And if you, especially in a spiritual level, if your spirits are down, that also affects you negatively, and that's where the problem is at. And it's dangerous how you have these new people coming into this red pill space and they themselves aren't really fully red pill or red pill at all, but they see an opportunity that they can cash in on it, and now they're misguiding a lot of young or a lot of frustrated men who either experienced divorce or have been through a bad breakup in a relationship or may have been cheated on, and they're looking for answers. And then you have these people, these other men stepping into the space, and they're utilizing and they're taking advantage of these men to either get money or they take their frustrations and now they're fueling them with these young men or men with their frustrations, and now you got a bunch of angry men, a lot of bitter men, and I think it just does nothing good for anybody, and it also continues on that stereotype and that stigma about men who are going their own way or the manosphere or the red pill space altogether, and it really does nobody any good. And the ones that definitely claim to be red pill, you find out like these guys aren't really red pill, and what proves it is when a woman who they're really interested in come into their space, and then their whole actions, their whole behaviors, become blue pill the moment they found the woman or the woman that they have interest in, and then everything that they've been teaching, everything they've been telling other guys that they shouldn't do, they end up falling into those same exact traps that they tell the other guys not to do. And that really just turned me away and had me start rethinking a lot of things about this space. It's like when it comes to teaching, when it comes to just giving your theories or telling or trying to improve someone's health or whatever through whatever experience or techniques that you have, I see the red pill teaching somewhat similar to martial arts, where you have a martial arts master who teach you a specific martial arts, and then when that master or that teacher gets confronted by an opposing master or a person that's trying to inflict harm on them, and then all of a sudden it's time for your master that taught you things to apply those things to show you that, hey, my teachings and everything that I believe in actually can be applied and works. And then you just see your master get knocked the hell out, and you don't see him apply any of those things. It kind of like destroys that message. It destroys that belief that you had put so much stock into that person and everything. And after that, they get exposed for it. And that's a lot of that's been going on in the red pill community, where they're teaching and telling young men or telling men in general that you need to do this, you need to do that, women behavior this is what you need to do when it comes to women, this, that, and the third, and then turn around. And then a woman does certain things to them, or they get around and interact with a woman, everything that they taught you, they end up not even applying any of those teachings themselves in their own lives. And it's been exposing a lot of these fakes out there. And it's been quite disappointing and an eye-opener to a lot of people and to me, myself. And that's why I take away this, that I want to tell you guys, is don't digest this stuff every day. And two, you only take the fat and discard the bones. You only take what's necessary that you can apply to your own life. Yes, I went my own way, but it's my own way. I don't take everything that this this community puts out there, because some of it can damage your relationship with women, especially if you're trying to interact with women, or you want to someday be in a relationship or have a healthy marriage or whatever you're trying to do. It can also cause harm in that if you listen to the wrong content creator, and you have to vet and use discernment to find out who is the right person that you can take this knowledge and this information and run with. So you always have to keep that in mind. But that is the main reason why I don't associate myself with the community, because of the stigma, and because how it's just been flooded with so many phonies, grifters. And what makes it even more worse is now you have women stepping into the space claiming themselves to be red pill women, and they're using that as a way to, increase their income and their bottom line as well. So you also have to watch out for the chameleons that come in here that pretends to be for men and looking out for the best interests of men as far as their mental health, their emotional health, and everything like that. So you also have to watch out for that grift, or these women are who they say they are. But we'll definitely talk about that in its own videos, chameleons. But that pretty much wraps up this video. I just wanted to give you my overall, explanation to why I don't associate myself with the red pill community or the manosphere or MGTOW space. But there's nothing wrong with learning or applying some of the teachings. But I always try to disassociate myself with groups in general. It's not just the red pill group. It's just communities in general, because as I said before, a lot of communities, they always get judged based on the small or the minority bad apples that's in the group, and it pretty much affects you wherever you go when you go around carrying that moniker that, hey, I'm part of this group and whatever like that. So that's pretty much my overall explanation. So if you have any questions, you can definitely leave that in the comment sections below. You can ask me anything. If you're looking for some advice as far as red pill advice, definitely let me know in the comment sections below. I'll try to give you the best possible answer I can possibly give you. And if you have a topic that you want me to discuss, definitely leave that in the comment section below, because that, like I said, that keeps the channel flowing with content. So this channel can only be what you guys will want it to be by always leaving feedback. So that wraps this up. This is Brian. Hit that subscribe button if you like the content. Hit the like button, of course. That helps me in the algorithm. And hit that bell to be notified for more Brian Meets Reality content. This is Brian, signing off. See you guys later. Peace out.